Before we start, I think I do need to reiterate one thing in specific, and that is that I do not have a contact at Monolith Soft. I don't work there. My uncle doesn't work there. I just predict things well sometimes. But keep in mind, while I did get a few things about this epilogue right, you could probably find twice as many instances of me getting something very, very wrong about the epilogue too, so I don't really think you can count any of that towards me. I throw a lot at the wall, and hey, I guess some things stick sometimes. Yes, I was sponsored by Nintendo to livestream the beginning of the game, and I was provided a digital copy of the game to do so, though I did buy my own physical copy afterwards, but I got that the same time anyone who preloaded it in North America would have. I was emailed a download code for the eShop a few minutes after midnight on release day, so I didn't get to see anything early either. Any correct predictions are actually correct predictions. You have to believe me on this one, please. You look at all the stuff I got wrong, too. I hope you enjoyed me very, very fraudulently doing an affinity mission that I shouldn't have done yesterday, because it's time for the actual epilogue. Keep in mind, this will mean spoilers for the entire story of Xenoblade Chronicles X, up through Chapter 12, as well as a lot of the affinity missions along the way, not only including the required ones. I've done everything but the ones you can see on screen right now, which I'm not going to highlight, but they're just capstones to a few people. So, that's neat, I guess. I don't really have much else to say. I said a lot of my last-minute speculation about the epilogue in yesterday's video, the one where I did Chapter 12, which you can watch if you want to know that and weren't interested in watching that video itself. As you can see, based on the outfits, I did decide to go casual with everyone instead of default outfits. I'll probably just go default outfits for everyone in my Switch 2 file where I get like proper footage. So, I don't know. I did the best I could with what I had. Again, I did it for all the main characters. I actually put L. Actually, L's right here. I can at least just show that off. I believe I successfully put Gwyn in the outfit he has in the actual ending cutscene. I did not have the pants for Arena, so I didn't do that for her. I thought it was funny to put L in the prototype outfit. Then I just gave all the other main characters casual outfits, or casual-esque outfits. Then Neil, Mia, and Liesel are all in the same outfits you saw them in last video, and all the other optional characters are just in their defaults. So, besides Celica, who I think is wearing something else. Let's check. I forgot what I did to Celica. I originally had a bit of I just swapped Neil and Celica's outfits. If you saw that tweet, which I don't think Celica's still doing. No, she is still wearing Neil outfit. Okay, that's the only other different one. But yeah, I've got the 3 level 50 skills I had last time. Only other thing I really did was give Elma and Lynn a bit better gear and upgrade some of their skills and arts. We're just doing the epilogue with them. I think for all I talk about how it's good that Elma and Lynn aren't required for literally everything in this game anymore, I think it is appropriate to bring them with me for this final chapter, assuming the game lets me. I don't know what happens at all. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. Let's get this started. I believe that chapter 13 is split into 3 acts, so we're just going to do 1 act a day. Will I record only 1 act for this sitting? I don't know. I'm definitely not finishing it tonight, but I might also do at least part of Act 2. We'll see. Cause and effect. Interesting. I didn't even know the name of any of the parts of chapter 13, so we'll see. The only new cutscene I've seen so far was basically nothing new. And basically just being, hey, wait around a little bit so you can play the new stuff. It's weird. We're not following up on Lao on the beach yet. We're just showing NLA. I'm gonna turn my volume up also. Okay, we're just literally opening up with these things showing up. We're going straight into it, I guess. All right, neat. I assume rush pacing is going to be a common criticism with this because it is allegedly trying to wrap up all of X's stuff in one go, but and we can already see the one in Oblivia there. Are we just gonna go straight to the briefing scene? Like, are we going to fight ghosts in Oblivia and then have the Ares show up almost immediately? Yeah, we're just right here. We've seen very little new stuff besides the new area yet.
What do you mean? We got reports of an unexplained phenomenon. Dematerialization of...
So I gave Arena the camo jacket instead because I think that fits better with her. And Tank Top Doug is hilarious.
It happened in several places at the exact same moment.
Anyway.
It created expanding spheres that swallow anything they touch. Any matter caught in the radius, gone without a trace. Not even in the EM spectrum. Gone like cow piss in a rainstorm.
I'm glad that even with the new voice, they're still writing Vandom the same. Oh yeah, I did decide on True Form Ella for this just because I think it's neat. Like,
but if this keeps up, it's only a matter of time until it reaches NLA.
This is, I think, new music too, which is cool.
NLA is in danger?
That's horrifying! Tatsu, prepare to evacuate at once!
And go where exactly? This is happening everywhere. Not like anywhere else is safer.
If it swallows everything, then no point putting up defenses, I guess.
It would be like spitting a hurricane in the eye.
First off, we'll need to gather concrete data. Let's find a place we can observe the phenomenon.
Good plan. Be extremely careful.
Might have to change Doug's outfit. I think giving him a tank top nerfs his muscles.
Though in all honesty, that's been pretty much par for the course since we set foot upon this planet.
You said it.
And this is precisely what we admire about humans. This attitude of all's well that ends with a bang.
I'd rather avoid any more bangs.
The Lifehold Core investigation pales in importance to this.
Both are crucial matters, of course. But even if analysis of the Lifehold determines we're in no immediate danger, that won't mean much if all of Mira dematerializes from under our feet.
Let's keep this under wraps. Better that the troops stick to the investigation.
Yes, seems wise. No use causing widespread panic.
Elma?
I've got a hunch, Lynn. Everything that's going on, it can't just be coincidence.
Is she gonna say it? Is she gonna say
the
the line from the trailer?
It's all connected.
All right, so this, I get, is this epilogue just going to be Elma telling her long story that we never got to hear in the original? We're just going straight to the... We've seen so little of the new content in trailers. Even if this is relatively short, it's still exciting. It's also very interesting that they're just... It's the dematerialization point is what they're calling it. I wonder if it's going to be connected to phase transfer stuff. Because the Lifehold's there. It's not a landmark, I don't think. What happens if I just fly straight into it? Do I lose my Skell, or do I just bounce off? Okay, just big dot. That's fair. Rather not instantly lose a Skell, but you never know. We're near the big Oblivia ring. So I'm very interested if they're going to tie the Clurian stuff from Nilnail's first mission into it. Like, are we going to learn about why there's Clurians associated with Mira and with Elma's tech? Alright, I'm guessing we're going to immediately start having to fight ghosts here. So I'm going to get out of the scale first. Actually, I'm going to... I think I touched a landmark there. 2970, that's probably enough TP.
Is that it?
It's just dark, inky blackness.
Not even light can escape from within. This is no ordinary phenomenon. This is beyond understanding.
Okay, if Elma doesn't actually know, that's scary.
If it was anything at all like a black hole, we should be getting anomalous mass readings.
Thank you, Lynn, for pointing out.
What is
It's not
missing?
a black hole, it's like a black
I'm
hole.
guessing.
It's similar to a black hole.
Let's prioritize getting any blades here to safety.
I feel like the caravan should be the first thing to consider. I guess the caravan is pretty far from it, at least. Actually, I don't know. I'm just thinking about this now, which is why I'm saying it. Lao is like regularly X'd off in red, like a party member that's restricted for a certain affinity mission, in between Chapter 5 and Chapter 11 when he like actually permanently steals the Prague Ares and leaves. And I think that's a really neat touch. So like if you do, say, one of Arena's affinity missions where it's an important plot point that she's not with your team, then she'd be X'd out in red or something like that. And Lao looks like that. Like for some of Lao's affinity missions, even you can't have him with you. And his UI has the same for that. For the points where it seems like he's just injured and gonna get better, and then when he like actually steals the Prague Ares and leaves, it's different to show that he's like actually permanently gone. So we'll see if we get him back. Alright, can I get around? No, I was gonna see if I could get the chopper, get around the cutscene for that, but nah, that's fine.
Elma, look!
What? Ghosts.
But how? Why here?
We've already seen what happens to these guys, unfortunately. That's the only thing anyone was talking about for a while. Alright, the ghosts now have the Ouroboros looking cores on them. This is a remake of a shot from Xenosaga, effectively. Like that, this isn't exactly how Gnosis turned humans to Salt and Saga. Like they touch them and the body like physically disintegrates. Where here it looks like they're getting dusted. But maybe it's something like the Mim gets blown away or whatever. And their consciousness is freed from something, I'm not sure. Well, I guess we're fighting ghosts immediately.
They've seen us.
Ghost Acolyte. Oh, it literally is a Gnosis. Wait, I can't hit it because... Gotta break it. Okay, interesting. Center. Not the one taking the body. Can't see him. Left, right, center. Okay. Oh, 339 damage overdrive is intimidating, at least.
Alright, you're in for it.
Okay, so it is that one. If I remember correctly, that's the Ultra Fauna enemy type. This is considered the same type of enemy as Telethia. This is probably overkill now, but whatever. It's not quite exactly how Gnosis are fought, but it's close enough to be interesting. I'm not sure why it's giving off that effect every time I hit it. Yeah, Trident Buster is a little busted, I think. I think the audio is going to be picking up on my recording as well, so I apologize for that. Like, it's going to pick up on the microphone and not just the recording. Is these guys gonna drop anything interesting? Like, do ghosts drop something that's necessary for a new equipment or whatever? I just kind of want to break the appendage before we kill it. Alright. Huh. Interesting. We are tasked to protect and take on ghosts. Now that I know which appendage to break, I could probably beat 3 of them also. I mean, yes, I absolutely can beat 3 of them. Like, it seems to be just pick the correct orb and then win the fight. Has it been the left orb for all of them? We've never really had like an enemy faction that had like a proper gimmick since the Mechon and this Lethia to a lesser extent. Like, it's neat that they're like forcing you to choose correct appendages. Like, they're making you learn about the appendage system if you weren't paying attention in the base game, which I think is nice. It's very important prepping people for things like farming super bosses and stuff like that. But maybe just because like just targeting the appendage works, so it's not like a way to nerf Core Crusher or anything. I don't have my aura, but that's fine. Bro's dead. Well, we got them. I'm surprised they animated Elma's hair that much. I guess they kind of assumed that some people would be using True Form Elma here. I'm probably just gonna have to like. That's already better Tatsu animation than the entire base game had, more or less. So, like that, and just the amount of things on screen right now are impressive at the least. Alright, here comes the boy, apparently. I can't tell if people actually like this character or if people are just quoting the one thing I know he says because it's funny. Wonder if we get that Skell. I kind of want to get that Skell. It's unnecessary, because it's probably just an even more power-crept Ares 90, which will still be power-crept by a custom.
An Ares.
Cool robot, I have to say. God, they really just pulled out the production values immediately for this, huh? Alright, do we see his face yet? We don't. Of course we don't.
No way. How's this possible?
Was that the Vita? I think that was the Vita already.
Elma. The scale chasing that Ares just now?
The Vita.
Right. That's what I thought as well.
You're right. This phenomenon, ghosts, the Vita, and that Ares. We are just one squad. We can't deal with all of that ourselves.
I hope I didn't need to like do more side quests, and that'll get like more non-playable other blades to help. Let's see. They flew off towards Noctilum. I'm gonna just get in the air and see where the other spots are, because like they were on the map, but some of them are definitely larger than others. Like this Oblivia one has to be the biggest one, right? There's this small Primordia one. I'm guessing we go to the Noctilum one and he unmasks next. Then there's one in Sylvalum and one by Cauldros as well. So I'm like wondering what's going on with those. It's like, yeah, I can see the draw distance on these is even higher than the draw distance on like stuff, regular geometry and terrain and things like that. Always impressed with how far away you can see the floating islands and the ring. Yeah, so there's one like there, and then no, that's the sphere. There's a giant one in Cauldros somewhere as well. I guess they're not too close to the Lifehold core. Yeah, so we can see the Oblivia one's the biggest one. Then there's the Primordia one. There's the Noctilum one there. Then there's the Sylvan one, and I don't know if we're going back to Cauldros. That's the thing with Cauldros. It's slightly unfortunate is it's relevant in post-game stuff, but then for the story, you only ever actually have to go there once. Because chapters 1 through 3 are Primordia, 4 is Noctilum, 5 is Oblivia, 6 is Noctilum, 7's Oblivia again, 8 is NLA, right? 8's the attack on NLA, 9 is Roth, and 10's Sylvalum again, 11's Cauldros. Yeah, I don't know. Cauldros is like the final level, but barely any of the story actually takes you there. So I wonder if we're good, like they're gonna force us into Cauldros more, because I think chapter 11 is the first time you're required to go to Cauldros, besides like just the first frontier nav point, if at all. I don't know. I've always been there way early. Anyway, story.
And Ares.
I couldn't confirm who was piloting it, but that was an Ares, all right. The Prime, no less.
Okay.
Lynn, give me your take.
I was wondering if we were going to get a proper name for the original
Judging by
Ares.
the speed, the maneuverability, it's hard to imagine what else it could be. I think we know the pilot.
So what? Are you telling me he's still alive?
It's hilarious. They're still not name dropping him. Because again, they just said it in Liesel's mission.
Alois Bernhold. If he was flying it, well, no wonder. If I'm gold, he's diamond.
On that note, I've got some news for you too. But you're not gonna like it.
Let's
The
hear it.
ganglion, is it more ghosts? What are we dealing with?
You all saw. Unfortunately, it's the real
Okay,
deal.
just Vita is the Vita.
Wasn't it locked up in the Lifehold core?
I looked into it. It should have been safe inside, but there wasn't so much as a fart. Either one of those phenomena is to blame, or God knows what.
So you're saying that maybe the ghosts phased into the Lifehold core and took the Vita out.
Vita, chunks of the world vanishing. I've had just about enough of this.
You forgot the ghosts, Commander.
Ghosts? These beings we know nothing about.
All right, are they going to explain the ghosts to people who haven't played Xenosaga?
Sad to say, we don't know much ourselves. An alien civilization opposed to the ganglion. Yeah, that about covers it.
They were certainly opposed, but it felt like the ghosts were mopping the floor with them, and it wasn't even close.
They sent the ganglion to pack.
That'll happen if you don't have
Yep,
Cosmos
it was
with you.
pretty one-sided.
Ultimately, it was the battle between the ghosts and the ganglion that cost us our world. We were the biggest losers in that.
It's not quite that simple. The ghosts are an omen, harbingers of doom.
Ghost lore? We getting the ghost lore finally?
When we watch the ganglion and ghosts clash with one another. Think. What happened?
Are they retconning the destruction of Earth? Oh no.
That day, Earth was destroyed.
Never mind. Okay.
What's more, that wasn't the first event of its kind. My home, the planet I was
Oh, we're
born
actually getting Elma's backstory.
it met with the same fate.
That's neat. I mean, it's a sad backstory, but I
It was destroyed.
wanted to learn this forever.
Mira disappearing. The ghost's arrival. Even the Ares.
So maybe Elma is like the last of her kind.
Dots all join up. It's connected.
Elma?
It's fine.
No.
The time has come for you all to hear the
Okay,
truth
cool.
of how I lost my home.
I'm
twice.
absurdly excited for just an Elma exposition dump.
The planet of my birth lay in a vastly distant corner of the universe and evolved
This
differently.
looks
from
like
Earth.
Alchemoth, but it's definitely not Alchemoth.
Like Earth, it was home to descendants of the ancient Samarians. We didn't wage war against other worlds.
Are they gonna drop the
Ours
name?
was a peace-loving race. Till the ganglion struck, without a whisper of warning.
Okay, so Elma came to Earth
Their aim was nothing less than to complete
because this
the
is what
dominance
happened to
of
her home
Muslims,
planet, basically.
and furthermore, to claim the Ares.
Is the Ares like special beyond just being good Skell?
The Ares?
How's the Ares come into all this?
I don't know the whole story either. Only
Like, how old was Elma when all this went down?
the Ares wasn't something we created ourselves. It came from our forebears. The technology was theirs.
All right.
All we did was recreate it based on records and relics left behind by ancient Samar.
So like this is the Ares is arguably older than Exod's universe
That
then.
means
Right. The ganglion are an artificial life form engineered by Samar. And the Ares is one of Samar's creations too. Which makes it easier to understand their motivations.
You think that's why the Vita was pursuing the Ares then?
Who's in the Vita though? Is the great one back instantly? Is there just some other ganglion commander left? Or have the ghosts taken it over?
As our fight against the ganglion drew on, neither side seemed to be gaining any ground. Suddenly, dematerialization struck my homeworld. Then came a third side to the conflict, one hostile
I
to both,
see.
namely the ghosts. The threat was new and unexpected and indiscriminate, attacking us and ganglion alike.
So is it whenever Areses are fighting? Or are they pursuing the ganglion? Or are they pursuing descendants of Samar?
Was now also losing landmass to the DMAT events.
I do like how they're specifically saying, no, they're dematerialization events. They're the
Fate
opposite
might
of annihilation
finally
events.
see it. And so, the Ares and I were sent with a mission.
I am going to need a higher res piece of art of this image.
If the ganglion survived, they would target you next as our fellow descendants.
How did they know about
of
Earth?
Samar, the last remaining threat.
And Elma didn't say the name of the planet or her people at all.
I was to gift you Ares tech. spurring your science to hopefully level the playing field.
So is that, like, going to be significant to something?
In the end, I couldn't save the Earth, nor the Ares or the hero.
Elma,
That's right.
we can try because we're living right now.
But we wouldn't even be here if it weren't for you.
Exactly.
Without you, Colonel, none of us would be here talking.
Thank you. Anyway, that's everything I have to share about me. And
I kind of want... X2 would be cool. I kind of want X0.
They're indirectly linked through the
I want, like, a full Elma backstory game.
Whenever ghosts appear, planets die.
You're saying that the Ares is the reason. It's the cause of all this? So we're gonna lose Mira just like Earth? Like your world?
Yes, most likely.
So we know what we gotta do. Right? We gotta get out there and find that Ares. Bada boom!
But wait. Why didn't the pilot just get in contact with us? What's the point of hiding who they are?
I'm like,
Commander Bandham.
it would be worth arguing that it might be Lao if we didn't know from trailers that it wasn't Lao.
2 units.
They finally come up on Frontier Nav, huh? This energy's unreal. Ain't your grandpappy skills.
You don't think...
Top order prediction would be an Ares in the Vita.
That saves us some labor.
I'm like, maybe one of the fights is eventually going to be the Prague Ares with Lao in it.
You might be facing the Vita. I want you all out there.
Yes, sir.
No need to pussyfoot around, but stay frosty, Elma.
Roger. Right now, the way forward is clear. We don't know what's out there, but solving that mystery is the only hope we have.
We didn't learn anything new about Mira, but we learned something new about the ostensible main character of the game, which is neat. Like, a lot of it was stuff that you could reasonably guess at already, but just the idea that, like, her civilization was an equivalent to humanity elsewhere in the universe. It's just neat, you know? Alright, we're gonna have to meet him. We're going to the place where he unmasks in the trailer. So, we're gonna find out. What if he isn't the guy who saw Lao? Actually, hold on. I'm going to skip travel and clear this weather. Probably don't want anything big happening while it's raining that badly. Much better. Look, it's just more dramatic if you, like, actually fly the Skell there, you know? Yeah, I could fast travel right to the cutscene, but it's cooler to actually, like, go there. Well, there's Fernando the Immovable is fine. He got swallowed up in the cutscene, I thought. Ding the FN site so I have a closer respawn point in case things go bad. Alright, when the cutscene takes this long to load in a game with as good loading times as X, I think peak might be happening. I'm not sure. It's like even Future Redeemed only had a couple cutscenes that were this heavily choreographed and went this hard. Gah. The fact that they're putting this much production value into a remaster. Who's in the Vita?
That's the Vita, all right.
But who's piloting it?
Is Luxar just back? Is Lao in there actually? That could be interesting. It's doing something to the cores. Or, I mean... Alright, so the cores actually matter.
What the heck was that?
Search me.
Give me some serious heebie-jeebies.
Those were the cores.
Elma knows what the cores are. It's like, are they people's souls? They're kind of moving like eyes now.
Get ready.
Alright, let's... Did the last one without this, Oh, you are summoning guys. Okay, you guys need to... Ah, okay. Megiddo King Commando. Got it, got it. Do this much damage. I might as well just go for the Vita itself, you know? I'm sure there's a lot of really nice new battle themes I can't hear whatsoever. Okay. Well, guess we're just going... Is there phase 2 like the first Vita fight? I don't know. But that's... The cores are an intentional design thing. Very, very interesting. Did we get Xenoblade 2? Are they going to treat this as like a massive threat now? Are we calling more ghosts?
Colonel, ghosts. Watch out.
It looks like they're attracted specifically to the cores when the cores do something.
It rains, it pours.
It looked like the Prime Ares wasn't doing anything with the cores. It was just fighting off the ghosts. I mean, if ghosts are Gnosis, then and the cores are like Ouroboros cores, then it makes sense.
Going after the Vita.
Damn. They're wising up. Never thought they'd get the jump on me.
Is he just a guy? Is he like actually just a dude?
They've got the cores.
He is just a guy. That's hilarious.
Are you really Al?
You're still alive? You dog. Where the hell have you been all this time?
He's just a guy. That's the funniest thing he could possibly be. He does look like the concept art for the hero. So that is who this is. This is a retooling of the original concept for the protagonist of Xenoblade X before the avatar was created.
Gang's all here. Plus a few new faces. Neat little sci-fi club.
Does he recognize Elma's true form?
What does big man mean?
I mean, Elma could be in her mim,
He's saying
but
he's happy to meet you all.
Wonderful. Spoken like a true mensch.
Sorry I worried you, princess. Let it all out. We earned a big tearful reunion.
I need to know. Why did the Vita take the cores?
I mean, he called her princess. Is that just
Oh, what? We gonna be all business?
him being Han Solo, or is that him
Subject. Tell us everything.
also being from Elma's people and her being a princess of her people?
I'll spill. But first, I want to know about you guys. Bet you've got stories to tell too. As for the Ares, can you get it examined?
We can. Let's pause for now. We'll
Sorry,
talk
Lynn.
later.
You don't get to participate in the news story for now.
By staying here. I'll arrange transport for you and the Ares.
Talk about the cold shoulder.
That's the hero? Alois Bernhold?
It's interesting. Gwen never met him.
You've never met him before?
Okay, never mind. They're pointing that out.
He'd already been promoted by the time we joined the Colonel's team. So yeah, we weren't introduced. His star had risen too quickly.
He's nothing like they made him look on the government broadcasts.
Is he like the third?
He's just like a normal guy.
Okay, Gwen,
Oh, it's him.
stop pointing things out that I've been saying already.
Hey, this hero stuff. You mean me?
You know it.
He does look like Dirk.
Great selfless hero.
Like Xenoblade 3 Dirk, not
Humanity a future at the price of human life.
not Xenoblade X Dirk. That's a different guy.
Alois Bernhold. That's you, pal.
Seriously? That's not how I was hoping it'd go.
He does not want to.
It gets out that the heroes survived.
All right, like
They'll be
he
dancing in
didn't
the
seem
streets
to
of
want
LA.
to be
People go nuts.
propagandized this way, so he's already
NLA.
getting points for me.
The white whale's habitat. That's what we're calling it now.
Right. So it made it after all.
Thanks to a certain hero.
Yeah.
No kidding.
I mean, I know that is just
Shucks, cut it out.
armor you can already buy, but it does say ECP. It does not say Blade because he was lost
I'm really happy you made it.
before Blade was formed.
Yeah.
How does he know Lynn? Did he know her parents? He probably knew her parents.
Wow, though. You guys have been living it up. Hey, how's it poppin'?
All right, that's where that came from. I figured it was something he would have said to Lau, but maybe he wasn't the guy who saw Lau.
You got a lot to learn.
Cut the rooks some slack. No one's born knowing your shtick.
No stress. I'll teach you the proper response later. I'm Alois Bernhold. Call me Al. Pleasure.
Here they are.
All right, but are these guys going to get attacked by ghosts next? Is the Vita just going to go flying past in the background? I hope they either come up with auxiliary power for that thing or get the cores back from the Vita, because I want to pilot that.
Right. Let's see what the fuss is about this NLA.
I'm going to assume he has not joined the party yet. No, I will. There's a non-zero chance that he's not the last party member and we're just being bamboozled again, but something tells me that's not the case.
Good work. We moved the Ares to the restricted hangar to have it checked out. Now then, since the ghosts decided to give the Vita some lovin', does that mean they consider the Ganglion to be a bigger threat than us?
There's barely any Ganglion
Don't
left,
have
though.
that kind of independence. They swarm whatever happens to be in front of them. like iron filings drawn to a magnet. You can think of them as a force of nature. The conclusion my world's scientists arrived at was this. Ghosts are in essence the universe's corrective system.
Oh.
End quote.
We are...
System?
They're trying to erase descendants of Samar because they came from outside the universe. Got it. They're like a different Xenosaga spoiler thing that looks like and acts like the
And the
Gnosis.
sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice.
Okay. What?
From the four horns of the golden altar which is before God, saying, to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates.
Oh, we are... Xeno is so back. We're just quoting scripture.
Which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men. Sound familiar? You might have heard it.
There's nothing stopping Xenosaga from getting remastered because of the religious content anymore.
That's some heavy stuff. And coming from you, it sounds all the heavier.
It's from an Earth text passed down on your world since antiquity. When I first read it, it felt to me like a kind of forewarning, a moral teaching from which to learn.
And what, now you think it was a prophecy?
I think it's historical record.
Oh my god, weird.
Well, suppose the people of the past knew of the existence
Are
of
we
such a system.
doing...
You're saying ghosts are angels of the apocalypse?
We're doing Revelation?
Then God is real too?
You know what?
With the facts at hand.
You know what? You know what? That is the correct thing to give to Tatsu. That is the correct... That is the best use of Tatsu this entire game.
Well, either way.
It's peak.
The ganglion, that's good news for us.
Like, this is... We're accelerating things from Interstellar War to God is real and trying to kill us very quickly. But still.
Straight to medical.
I'm healthy as a horse, sir.
That's what worries me.
Come on, back me up here.
Stop moaning.
I was like, what's with... Is Al a Mimiazome or is he in his actual body? I'm assuming he's a Mim. But who knows? Like, he was away from the white whale when it crashed on Mira. So maybe he works differently.
Hey.
Do we get follow-up on Lao at all in any of this? Alright, so... Is this even the end of Act 1 yet? I don't know. I don't know how long this actually is.
Got it. I'll be right there. They want me to stop by the Ares. The technicians want to pick my brain.
If there's anything I can help you with, just give me a shout.
I mean, I want to go with, because I want to learn all the
Thanks,
cool details and things.
Can't believe how much you got up and running. I know I was MIA for a good long while, but it's not like you've had years. Honestly,
How long has it canonically been? It's been 2 months until the Avatar gets woken up.
on me, this NLA.
Then how long did the base game take?
Good.
How long after the base game did this happen?
Mind letting go of that grudge already, Princess?
I don't know what you're talking about. What exactly is there for me to hold a grudge over?
Well, since I left you alone for all this time, figured you were sour about it.
Let's see. If only you'd stayed behind with me, I could have had it a whole lot easier than I did. Maybe it's obvious since you came to us from the Air Force, but your piloting skills were a cut above. Anyone could see your promotion would be just a matter of time. So when you left the team so soon after joining...
Okay, so
I
he was
happy for you.
third team member before Danny and Boris. Interesting.
So if there was one thing I'm sour about, it's that I made you take the Ares. I'm angry at myself for that. When we were leaving Earth, I prioritized directing my team. So when you took the Ares and dove into the heart of the enemy swarm, I couldn't do much to stop you.
So where's the second seat in the primaries? We haven't seen its insides quite yet.
Mistake. I depended on your skills too much. And so they crowned you a hero, made you the Ares' sole pilot, and you kept on protecting us. Until the day of the battle that ended with us crashing down on Mira and you. Gone. How I regretted it. Forcing the Ares on you. The way that I drove you into taking out the hero.
Yep. Al sure is a Gundam protagonist. He's just about twice the age he usually would be.
I went charging off on my own. I was like a kid with a new toy. Oh, I should have known better. Nah, I'm no hero. I was just terrified. Scared that I'd lose my place in the world. Just like I lost my motherland when I was a kid.
Mother... Alright, are we...
I needed the white whale intact. The Ares was just a
That's gonna
means
be
to that
interesting.
A means, huh? You know, I'm the same as you then. I lost the planet where I was born, and came to Earth with the Ares, an unwilling companion. But I think that's giving the thing far too little credit. The Ares wasn't just a tool. This Skell was always leading the way, guiding us where we're needed.
Is it alive?
Here?
Yes. I'm glad you came back. Truly.
Let's see. I'm really happy that we're not just focusing on the new character, and Elma is actually being given a lot more dense characterization than she's ever had before. Like, I wonder if they had the idea for this plot line
I'd be so much happier if I was helping to fix up the
when they were making Elma's DLC in 2, because she talks about Al a lot there.
You just stick to your blade duties. How rude is that? Like, dude, I was even on the original Ares maintenance team. Yeah. The first time we met, it would have been about when I first got assigned to Elma's team. You've seen what he's like. The others never really got his humor. So he was often all alone, like it or not. But I liked him. He was always kind to me. Maybe it's because he had a younger sister about the same age.
It's just
They got separated trying to flee.
just keeps happening. Like,
Seems it got pretty rough there.
the sins of Earth keep getting repeated here on Mira.
Al always said that people need a place to belong.
No wonder
Not
the
like a location or some
the ghosts are
specific
still trying to
place.
wipe humanity out.
It's more somewhere you'd keep coming back to. Somewhere people liked and trusted you. He used to talk about it a lot.
He's talking about quote unquote where we belong as well, which is interesting. Sort of tying into Xenoblade 3 related things again.
The place his sister and family were, that's where he felt needed. But then it was taken from him. After that, he decided all of Earth needed him and took to the stars. The belief his family was alive and well somewhere down there, that's what made him decide Earth was worth giving anything to protect. After we lost Earth, the white whale became Al's home.
So you see, Lynn, that's what makes you part of my big, fat, happy family.
That's how he put it to me once. Hearing that, I'd never felt so happy in my whole life.
Okay, so the player's like a surrogate Al to Lynn after he gets lost. Like, that's why she attaches so quickly. And why she, like, calls you, says you're always like a mother or father to her very, very early on.
Now I can't do it anymore. I can't just blindly trust Al's kind words. Too much has happened.
It's interesting how, like...
We've been through too much since then.
Everyone else has had character development, but Al's just getting,
I don't need all the answers.
pardon the joke, popped back in as if nothing happened.
Thanks for letting me ramble. I appreciate it. I feel better at getting that off my chest.
Very interested to know if Al and Lau ever knew each other. If he did know Doug, he probably knew Lau. Yeah, that Sylvalum event or phenomenon is really, really close
Al's done with his checkup now.
to the life hold.
Time to move.
Which is concerning, I think. So remember, I just wanted XDE's content to follow up on and finish X1 related stuff and maybe set up an X2 at all. I don't want them to do big connections. So, like, yeah, he's named Al. I'm glad he's not Elvis or anything like that. Like, he has a seeming consistent and reasonable backstory that would have tied him back to Earth. He's just a human from Earth. And that's great.
Step right up.
Hey.
What's Al's ranged weapon? I haven't actually checked all the new arts. It's like, obviously I know he has, by process of elimination, he's Hercules Blow, but I never could tell what the last new ranged art was.
Yeah, well, if you weren't organic, it would have been a lot easier
Okay,
for us,
I
too.
see. So that is interesting. I like when they just answers my question immediately.
Al's no mim, just good old blood and bones.
Can he use overdrive?
You thought all crew members were supposed to be Mims, didn't you? But you see, Al here might just be the chosen one.
Oh my god.
The Ares Prime needs a warm body to run.
Guys, does this matter right now?
You're right, but first, it's good to have you back, Al. The hero returns, and with him our hearts are all uplifted.
Do me a favor and nix the hero thing. It's weird being put on a pedestal. Anyway, can I get a recap? I've missed a lot of scuttlebutt.
This jacket is like
I'm like a lost time traveler here.
leaps and bounds better looking than any other outfit in the game.
Let me give you the bullet points.
Okay, wow. You guys sure had a rough time while I was away.
All right, then. Now I'd like to ask you some questions. Al, where were you up until now?
To explain that part, I'll need the results of my Skell's analysis. You'll never believe me unless I give you something to back it up.
All right.
What are you trying to say?
Where did he go?
We've detected a giant energy surge in the vicinity of Sylvalum.
A DMAT event?
No. It's not a pattern we've observed before, sir.
Something new and even more messed up coming now. That's just Blade Tower. Is that another Blade Tower showing up? Okay, no. It's not a DMAT event. They know the Vita signature already. It's probably something new. Oh, I mean, it could just be the floating islands coming down, I guess. That looks worse, actually. Is that a ghost mothership of some sort? No, that is the... It's not Ghost Tech. This looks like the stuff from the new area. But not quite. Does look like a ship. Okay. It is a ganglion. Or maybe a Samar thing, not a ganglion thing. Okay, Void. Thank you.
My children who gather on this planet. Heed my voice.
I'm guessing this is the Great One, then. So that's how the ganglion remnants still become a big deal.
What the? What is that ginormous thing?
And then that voice. Who's Void?
Void.
You know who that is, Elma?
A primordial entity.
Can't believe Elma has just not been explaining, not explaining anything.
And the ganglion.
Oh, because the Void is a Samarian.
You could call him their progenitor.
Wait a sec. That's who Luxar meant? His Great One?
So is Void just a human from a previous universe? And that's it?
Then the old tales have come to pass.
So I guess Void put some of its power into the Ares Prime. And that was the cores. And then by using those cores could summon whatever this new structure is. So they're not quite Ouroboros cores then.
Yes, that's Void.
Then he was the one who handed my ass to me?
And that's why he stole the Vita, I would hazard a guess.
Why is he even here?
Why?
How is he even here? I thought he was dead.
Ganglion and get right back to the killing?
Just so.
How the hell did he hear me?
Is Void Udu?
I shall commence a contest in which survival is the prize. The best it will cease to be, as will this world. Indeed, I have borne witness to it innumerable times before. And I will be victor once more. I am he who brings worlds into concord.
So is this an alien or is this a divine type thing? Or diabolical type thing, I guess.
What does he mean, Concord?
When he says he's seen this happen before. No. Then Elma's planet. And the Earth?
So this is all part of your grand plan, is it?
The best it must cease to be.
Way to throw down the gauntlet. How about you shut up and get out of my face?
We just need to win.
And give back Ares' soul!
Is Soul? I don't think we need to see a flashback to something that happened less than an hour ago.
The best it cease to be.
I don't recall being bested. In fact, as long as I'm standing, I don't plan on being beaten.
You wish to prolong your slow.
You bet. Better say your prayers.
It is good. Such is as life ought to be.
What are you?
A desperate effort to survive. Very well. We will meet at the world's end.
fight for survival? Again? How much longer do we gotta keep fighting?
No. It's not so simple.
Huh?
Either way, whether we fight or not, this planet is on its way out. Just like my homeworld before it.
So we gotta escape Mira and get to somewhere else then.
Is getting the hell off this rock.
Yeah, but you can't. You can't even time travel off.
To leave Mira?
Al, please tell me you know of a way for us to do that.
Yeah. The key to leaving is the cores.
The ones the Vita took off with.
Without the cores, humanity... No. All life on this planet is going to die.
So are we
How are we doing with the Ares?
putting everyone back on the whale, or are we moving all of Mira out of the way?
Truth should be revealed any minute now.
I'll get an update.
From here on out, it's uncharted territory. Put your thinking caps on. We're headed for the hangar.
All right. This is going very fast. Like, it is almost certainly too fast, but I am liking everything that's happened so far. Like, you could have condensed an entire X2 into this. But if X2 takes place on an entirely different planet, like, it's where they end up after all this, then you could just do the entire formula again, but with a completely different context. And that's cool. Will they ever explain Cross, though? That's what I'm wondering. I mean, they barely explain anything about Mira, and we already know it's going to be gone by the end of this.
I have the technician's report. Here's what it says. The first major thing we discovered through analyzing the Ares is the following. The universe in which planet Mira exists, though it might be better to say dimension, is not the only one, as we have now detected
Oh, so I'm right.
others outside of it.
So I'm just correct with the cosmology.
We're talking parallel dimensions.
This might be hard to wrap your heads around, but after the battle that ended with the White Whale crashing, me and the Ares were cast into a space between...
Oh, I was correct about what the DPAD events are, too.
The navigational data from the Ares backs up the existence of the place he's talking about. What's more, our previous attempts to find the Lifehold core, and our studies of the floating landmass Volataris, which accompanied Void, have all led us to hypothesize such a possibility. The new data we got from the Ares has helped us tie this all together. It's led us to the truth of the matter.
When Void said that he brought worlds into concord...
So Mira is a separate dimension from the X universe, which is part of a multiverse.
We have concluded that the universe that Earth belonged to, and the universe that we're in now with Mira...
Alright, cool. I just straight up got something confirmed. Neat.
Plus, we now know that the past universe, at the point of Earth's destruction, disappeared entirely along with it.
Well, there you go.
The whole universe?
Void's catchphrase, the best had ceased to be, this is what he meant. But then, what does this fact tell us?
So do we need to defeat Void so he doesn't get to the mainline universe?
A+. Yes, humanity still endures on Mira. So, we managed to escape the destruction of the Earth's universe and came to this one. We survived. Isn't that proof enough?
That day, the destruction of the universe caused a massive energy displacement.
Alright, so like the destruction was
what allowed us to escape to Mira by luck.
Basically a phase transition event similar to how Ontos disappeared then.
It's just back of the envelope logic based off of old records, but that sounds about right.
So then, if we could produce an amount of energy roughly equal in magnitude, then hypothetically, it just may be possible to escape from this universe as it disappears.
Here's how the White Whale could still be the light at the end of Future Redeemed.
Oh.
That's right. That's where the Ares comes in. Rather The cores that are the source of its power.
What actually are the cores, though?
So that's why Void made a beeline straight for it.
Our battle had already begun. You just didn't know it. And hence,
Rest in peace monetization, by the way.
that slimy bastard threw the first punch.
No, we'll need a strategy if we're gonna pull through.
But what are the cores, though?
I'll reach out to Maurice at once.
Thanks. And we won't be able to make it without help from all the other races.
Do we need to actually recruit all the other races?
Your orders.
That's what I want to know.
Until we have a strategy in place, attend to your usual duties.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Al, seeing as you're unemployed,
All right, what division does he join?
I'm conscripting you. Go lend your buddies a hand.
Sounds more like being press ganged.
Call it what you like. You gotta earn your keep.
Fine, you win.
Well, a lot happened for Act 1. Do we get a post-credit scene? Do we see Lao at all in this act? Does Lao actually show up again? Oh, he's 2 levels above, so that's interesting. Does refer to the Ares as male. I mean, we could save over that extra file. Ares' overdrive, is it the same? Okay, it is just Legion. So it is the same as the other Ares, but we do have Ares Prime now. What's Al all about? Okay, so he's interesting, very interesting. So he did meet Lao then. That was actually him. And it's got just standard stuff so far. That's crazy. I'm like, obviously Hercules Blow is the big deal out of all this stuff. But, God, it's not even a TP art. It's insane. But Howling Soul seems pretty cool too, I have to say. I don't know if it's useful, but it is cool. What are the requirements for part 2? Complete Challenger approaches. Which is a challenge? Is that the Rothian one? Do we, like, need to at least recruit the Rothians? Yes, okay. At the very least, Gajarg is required. Does that require recruiting any other Xeno races? So that requires prospective partners, which is the other Rothian one. So it does not look like the Orphean Zarobogans and stuff are actually required for this. Maybe they will be for part 3. But you do need to at least recruit Gajarg, which I think is very interesting. Also, actually, why am I? Should at least be playing as Al.
Don't say.
He is. What's the Ares Prime? He does have more insurance. I'll have to take that for a spin soon.
Now then.
I'm gonna need to see what all forms of the outfit look like, because I'm guessing that, like with the other 3 new characters, there are different male and female versions, and then so something happens from that.
Well.
Like probably 3 recolors of it as well.
Am I right?
But like, I know it's like a full body thing and not a separate top and pants, but this is by far the best looking outfit in the game. Like, every single time. XDE's tech demo for whatever the first Switch 2 game is. This is the most exciting possible thing. Yeah, so he just has a worse version of an existing weapon. Like I can't tell him to get rid of Lau's custom sniper rifle, considering it's literally called Lau's custom sniper rifle. But I can at least upgrade his sword. Yeah, I'm assuming it is just a worse version of the striker sniper. That is a slightly better version of it, I guess. It just doesn't have the extra slot. Anyway, though. That's 6-star stuff. Flight jacket. So we got yellow. Got green. Red. Okay, so just pretty normal colors. That's a little Junior-esque, I guess. I know. Okay, it's like I should buy him the upgraded version of his own gear, at the very least. Let's see what the female version of that is. It is gender locked. That's very unfortunate. Well then. Liesel's wasn't. It has a completely different appearance. Is there a craftable other version then? Nope. Okay. Hopefully it'll be unlocked eventually. Alright, so what makes the Ares Prime different? At least from the other Ares. Other Ares is. Alright, 17.6. Dashes by running, so it is different than the others, which do transform. It does have just a bunch of Greek-themed things, which makes sense, because Hercules blow. Okay, it doesn't have the wings. So I'm wondering if we're going to get a version with the cores later as well. And that changes it. Like, maybe you can add the cores to make like a level 90 version or something. I do hope, like, we are required to recruit everyone else. Like, it is unfortunate if you need Definian Downfall to actually beat this, but I would feel bad leaving Mira and then just leaving the Orpheus, Zarobagans, prone Definians. A new affinity mission here? Is there an owl? There is one here. There's a hero's trial. I mean, I should just do that now. But first I'm going to see if you can rename it. That's it. Okay. Cannot be customized at all, which I guess makes sense. And he's got a bunch of stuff with a bunch of slots. Okay. Cool. Doing that, I'm going to do the affinity mission. I'm assuming we just get both of his arts from this one mission. Which is not on a segment, by the way. Yeah, so this segment, like the one on the barracks table, that originally, I believe, did get completed by doing the, like, Chapter 12. So I'm assuming it's now updated to just be, okay, do Chapter 13 to get that. But Al's other stuff, and I'm assuming he does have heart-to-hearts. I'll do that off camera sometime. Those are also not required. Alright, we'll just do it. We'll see what he's up to.
Hey, just stopping by. How's it poppin'?
He just says that, apparently.
Glad to hear it.
I thought people just thought it was a funny line. So he must actually say that to Lau then.
Okay, that's enough small talk. I'll get straight to the point. Will you spar with me? The way Princess talks you up as her favorite subject, I want to get the measure of you. I heard you even managed to put down the Vita once. Thing is, I'm the kind of guy who needs to see.
I mean, I would have done it twice.
Listen, the only thing that's gonna
if the game had let me.
Live or die is having friends you can trust to watch your back. I have to know if I can trust you with watching mine. That's what I came here to find out ahead of time. So what'll it be? You gonna step up or chicken out? Haha! Fighting words! That's what I like to hear.
He is just a dude.
I'll be piloting my Ares, but I'll let you decide the rules of engagement. We can go one-on-one, skell-on-skell, or you can take me without, if you think you can. I don't mind if you bring your buddies with you either. Team composition.
I mean, I'm obviously 1v1ing him, because that sounds the most interesting.
I've said what I wanted to say. When you're ready, head over to Roof Rock by the East Gate. Ares and me, we can't wait to see what you've got.
Oh, also, it's the Ares. So, of course, the Ares Prime has Greek-themed attacks, when the other derivative Ares is they're not that. Alright, I'm fast traveling here for this. I'm not even getting in the Skell to fight him, unless I have not a lot of TP, in which case things might be a little different. I have 6924, that should be enough. Oh, actually, another thing I want to check. Why is Bose on the inner circle? Why is Bose closer to the inside than Lin? Where is Al on here? He is. That is the Vandam Elma connection, not Al. Al is 33. Okay, it's about what I expected. So he probably did know Elma very early on after she came to Earth, if he was trusted to pilot the Ares in the first place. I have to wonder how old Elma actually is, if we'll ever learn that.
Slowpoke, what took you? As much as I'd like to launch straight in, it's hard to get amped about a battle with no stakes, right? Right, let's do this. If you can win this match, you get to ask one favor of me.
What am I allowed to ask in the confines of the game?
Call it a bonus. Well, got something in mind?
Maybe this just unlocks the ability to...
Whoa, hold the phone now.
Or not.
You're really telling me to hand over Ares?
Well, no, because literally only he can pilot it, because he's the only physical body, besides Elma, I guess, but
just to be clear,
even then, it is tandem.
You won't be able to pilot him without your real body, you know. You sure you still want this? Damn, you're a real character. Might even give Princess a good run for her money, you know. But I like it. You're hyping this up so much now, it's hard not to get fired up about it. Though, know, if you really want to take Ares from me, you better believe I'll make you sweat blood for it. I want you to give me all you've got.
We'll see if I can actually beat this on foot. I'm assuming a level 50 Scout or multiple level 50 Scouts will at least be able to put a dent in him. Alright, I hope you didn't want to hear more of Black Tar Skell. Okay, they did just have decoy. That wasn't anything bigger than that. He is, like, I'm not going to say he isn't tough. Like, I'm barely taking any damage from anything, that's fine. But, like, he has a lot more HP than anything else I've fought so far. Like, yeah, Trident Buster's still chunking him for a bit, but still. Al getting serious time. I mean, hate to break it to you, dude, but actually, I'm not going to be joking anymore. It did do a lot of damage. Okay, interesting. He did just one-shot me. I see. Not sure what he did to do that. I don't have any low resistances, so... I think I'll just hop... I'll do the beginning of the fight in the Skell, I guess, and see where that goes. Don't think I can actually beat this Ictus, but I can hopefully run away fast enough to get in my Skell. I know I could just use Tensifiers, but why do that? This might have been a mistake. Well, if I keep missing the QTEs, then I'm definitely dying. It's just a pure skill issue on my part at that point. Yeah. I did that one to myself for sure. Can I just sit here auto-attacking until I fill back up? Probably not. That is going to die to the auto attack very quickly. That other one there? No, the other Avello was just sitting there, not even trying to fight me. I could just figure out what the attribute of the thing that killed me was and stack resist for that. No problem. But I think for the sake of brevity, this is actually faster.
Alright, you're in for it.
I'll just drive my Skell into the fight and use that. And if I just start getting overwhelmed, just hop in that and finish it in that. Like, worst case, the Skell just takes the hit that killed me for me. There's so many more efficient ways to raise TP. I'm not using any of them because this is way funnier. Actually, better idea. I will use my Skell through his decoy. Then I'll hop out and try to overdrive him as long as possible.
We have no choice but to fight. Show me what you're all about.
Well, that does a lot of damage. That'll be pressing that button there. Decoy, or is it just invulnerable? Oh god, he has funnels. I only just noticed that part. I mean, the Skell's almost gone already. Alright, he's taking damage now. Greened there, but that's probably fine. I just needed the full charged aura there. Yeah, stagger me out of that, whatever. Whatever, man. Really good overwhelm. Get out, let that hit the Skell at the very least. That what I expected to happen. Pressfeld loses appendages so quickly. long as I don't get one shot. Alright, got max aura. Should be fine now. There we go. Cool. Literally just needed my Skell to take a hit for me and I'm fine.
Ha! So you can walk the walk. Whew. No wonder the princess took a shine to you. Seeing you go toe-to-toe with Ares like that, no one in the Force could do that.
Or Ares has to be alive if he's referring to it as Ares, not the
Ares. You
Ares.
suffer from memory loss. You sure you weren't one of the elite?
Are we going to figure out the memory loss thing?
Not that it matters. Safe to say, you proved it.
No, not Melancholia again. There goes the monetization. Another time.
To be totally honest,
It's not actually a big deal. I can cut it out.
I'm tempted to hand Ares to you right now. Unlucky though, you fell just short of the mark by a whisker.
Was he holding back the whole time, or am I just not in my flesh and blood body?
Now chill out. I'm not breaking my promise, okay? I'm just crossing my T's here. Listen, if you want to pilot Ares, there's something even more important than a real body. Can you guess?
All right, dude, is it heart? Is that the answer? Is it just that? Or are they all wrong? I have a feeling it's gonna be all wrong. And he's gonna say something very stupid.
It's the heart.
Okay. Yeah. You just need to be a super robot protagonist.
What it is?
You literally just need to be a super robot protagonist. Okay, I'm here for this.
To love? And I'm not talking marriage vows here. To love all of creation. To embrace the world and all its parts fully.
I'm vibing with this guy.
You're ready to do that. I can't hand Ares over to you.
Is the final battle going to be me and Ares against Void or something?
Hey, don't feel bad. You show promise, and that's worth a lot. Someday it'll fall into place for you too. What I say goes, period. For the record, I'm not just blowing smoke. I've got my serious hat on.
This is his serious mode.
You've managed to win me over. Now prove it to me. Show me it wasn't for nothing. Okay, future hero?
Now, depending on how many arts I learn. Interesting. I did not learn his second art off of that. Mia, Kristoff, L, Yelv. Alright, so. And gonna need to level up more. Are gonna get to learn more about him. But, like, as for right now, actually no, there's a couple more things that need to be done. By a couple, I mean like one. Because I'm only level 53. Well, first I need to get my Skell repaired. It's the first thing. Bring the true Team Elma here. I need to figure out something affinity-wise with Al. Just get him all the way back up. And I might have to do some just normal missions with him in between Acts 2 and 3. Not only to get the affinity mission, but also to get his class rank up so he's not completely useless in an on-foot battle.
Up.
Sorry, what did he say?
Up.
Okay, I'll puppet. Sure, man. The real question is, Okay, he can still use overdrive. That's very interesting. Like, canonically, overdrive exists because of Mimiosomes. I'm trying to tell if this sprint is faster than any of the vehicle modes. I mean, it was fast enough to make Lucille like that. Oh, actually. Volataris is up there right now. Which, I mean, I am assuming that it is way, way higher than the flight limit. We can't actually interact with it in any way, but still. Gotta try. We do know, based on a couple screenshots, that the Manon ship is what's actually needed to reach there. Yeah. Completely above the flight limit. About what I expected. But, like, it is a structure, which is unusual. Because it seems like pseudo-natural, at least, looking floating islands in the trailer. I wonder if it has, like, Frontier now completion or anything, too. Or maybe we escape into the new universe, actually. And that's where the actual new area is. Like, maybe this isn't the... anything. Oh, yeah. Absolutely zero way to interact with it for now. That's fine. The fact that it is just up there and can probably be seen from anywhere on Mira is very interesting. Well then, thank you for watching. I am mostly very excited about several of my predictions coming true. I absolutely did not call Void. I don't think I ever thought that the Great One would be the main villain of this at all. But the idea of escaping into a different universe seems to be what's happening. And if we do end up in another Xeno universe off of that, then who really knows? No, let's just fly to the Lifehold Core. Like, Al seems genuinely really cool. Like, I am a fan of that kind of character. And seems to be at least a pretty good, well-realized version of it. Like I said, Lyn does actually get a lot of story and development during the main game. So it makes sense that we are finally getting an actual proper Elma focus. Which, like, Elma's post-game affinity mission about Danny and Boris, and remembering that and fighting the Ikta. Like, that's... I think it's an Ikta. Whatever it is. It might be a Sphinx. It doesn't matter. Like, that is a good exploration of her character and just, like, her philosophy and stuff like that. But I'm very happy to actually see more about her. She does kind of seem, overall, like one of the blinder Xeno protagonists. Just because of X's structure. So, it is nice to get more characterization and just a bigger focus on her in general. And not just, like, actually having issues with someone on a personal level, other than, like, conflicting with antagonists. Like, she has beef with Lao, but that's because Lao betrayed humanity to the Ganglion. When her argument with Al is, like, a purely interpersonal thing, and it's like, yeah, there is the argument with her about Lao. I don't know, it's neat. I'm glad that all this stuff exists. It's neat learning a little bit about the Ares. It's great to learn Elma's backstory. I can't make a full judgment quite yet of whether or not I think that this storyline is where the original X was going to go, if they'd gotten the full story. Because remember, with the amount Takahashi wrote for it, Luxar was going to be the Zord in terms of plot progression, I think. That's the best way to put it. Like, in typical Xeno fashion, we only got the first fraction of the story in this version of X. So I hope they came up with something original as opposed to trying to just speedrun the full X plot they had in mind. I mean, maybe they could soft reboot it, where they like keep these characters, keep the base concept, but just have them escape to a different planet on another universe, or something like that, and then they could do the full X-based story there as well. Either way, though, I'm very excited about the Rothian stuff being required, because the Act 2 might be the one where we just literally learn about Mira and get as many of those questions answered as they possibly can cram into like a 1.5 hour gameplay segment. Because like, if Gajarg is required to be recruited for this, then it could be explaining the Kaldros Roth stuff. It could also be just getting the Xeno races on board with the idea of leaving Mira, or something like that. Now, like, conceptually, I was definitely correct on a lot of things. I do have to say, though, I did say, oh, we're probably not leaving Mira in X1, but if we leave Mira and then X2 takes place on wherever humanity tries to settle next, that would be interesting, too, even if it's not the mainline universe. But also, then again, they confirmed the multiverse, like, even more explicitly than Klaus did. So maybe we don't, like, go to the mainline universe, but in the space between the universes, if that gets explored at any point during this game, then you could just see hints of the mainline universe, and like hints of legally distinct Gears and Saga or something like that. Like, they could do very interesting things about all of that connection-wise without directly having to tie it into the main games or mention the main games or anything like that. And I think that's really cool. Personally, I'm definitely in the camp that I'm going to enjoy this for more vibes reasons and like philosophical and like presenting interesting idea reasons. So, wow, you can see Blade Tower from all the way over here. That's insane. I heard that the new explorable area was like so much smaller than any of the continents. Like, I read the entire Gene Park AMA, and I thought he said the new area was 1/3 the size of Kaldros. That thing looks the size of a full continent, so who knows how long it's gonna get once we actually get to that new place. Yeah. I would not like this nearly as much if I didn't know that Chapter 13 is the new content, and this is an abridged epilogue trying to tie up things and potentially hint for the future, because this is going way too fast for it to be a full standalone story. Like, they could have made this X2 if they wanted to make this X2, but they're putting this in XDE instead. Then maybe they have more ideas, or maybe they used too many of their original ideas for X and Xenoblade 3, and they need to course correct, and they still want to make more X stuff, but they just can't make it the same way they did, or they would have beforehand. Like, they can't just make X Part 2 and something like that. I don't know. I think the thing to say is we'll see, and I'm very excited to see, and I'm very excited for you to see my reactions to Act 2 tomorrow. Until then, this is Luxin, signing off.